and welcome to Bakerstreet.coasters YouTube, where today I'm going to be on about Alton Towers Resort and how bad it's gone. So as you guys know, I went to Alton Towers on the 15th of March, and that was a very eventful day. And you can go and watch that video. It is on my YouTube, my most recent video. But anyways, I just want to talk about some issues I have with Alton Towers and how bad it has gone. I'm very sorry about the light here. But firstly, ride availability. Now, on the day I said, on my little video, I said that I was not happy with the ride availability. Ride availability was yet again shocking, and we've seen this in the last few years. Like last year, Scarefest, it was terrible. I kept banging on about the ride availability. I kept saying how it should be improved. It has not improved. We were in the queue for Nemesis Reborn on the 15th, and we were there for 4 hours. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Why was that even allowed? I do not know. But we were there, 4 hours, probably like 4 hours. It was terrible. It's like 10 till 3. So, yeah, okay. So yeah, that's something. And ride availability is really, really bad. Like you would have thought, opening day on any park, you would have everything up. Everything's had a refurbish. Winter maintenance would have been done. But, you know, it wasn't like that. It was literally as we know, everything was closed. 13 was at full capacity. You had Rita, which wasn't even open, like in the morning, and then it closed halfway midday. And the only thing which was open, prominently running, is Toxicator. Like I said, Nemesis Reborn last year had the same sort of effect, where Nemesis Reborn had the longest queue. It was the only ride that deemed to keep going, and then every other time, it's like every other ride around that time is like, closed. And I'm just like, I feel like Alton Towers using that mechanism of, let's push people towards the new ride to make it up. Let's make it all amazing and everything. And that was pretty bad. I don't like what they do there. It's like on the second week of opening last year, I was also there. And it was like, Nemesis Reborn was the only thing which operated in the rain in the day. And I'm like, we've literally seen these rides operate in the rain, in the coldest of weathers, so I'm so confused. Galactica kept closing down so many times. I'm like, sort the stupid ride availability out, because firstly, it's not a good thing. Secondly, you get so many people to pay on the day, right? And you find out half the rides aren't even open. It's atrocious. And I swear to God, they also overmaxed that park. Like, the capacity of how many people they have, I swear to God, it gets unbelievable. Especially, like, Scarefest last year. Opening day this year, it's just terrible. So, that's ride availability out the way with. Secondly, they had issues with the sewers at Toxicator. As you know, I did put it on my story. I did put it in my little vlog. I told you guys about it. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. They did deal with it. However, I don't believe they dealt with it in the right way, because firstly, they put just a bunch of detergent on there, and I'm there just like, yeah, but detergent also wrecks animals and wildlife. So did they really deal with it the right way? I have no clue, but you know, it's one of those things where it's a very moral thing. Like, should that ride really be open after what just happened? Like, was it cleaned properly? I don't think it was. Like, you think the ground is definitely not safe to sit on now, especially when there's raw sewage coming out of the ground, or there was. So yeah, that's something. Now, the merch, I absolutely adore. I've also got a hat and a magnet. Merch was really good with Toxicator. It's a really timid ride, but I'll go on with Toxicator in a minute. Yeah, merch, really good with Toxicator. And I do love wearing it. It's got quite a lot of quality. This was £60. My hat was like 18. Merlin discount, you get on it like 20%. So that's something. Now, Toxicator itself, I really don't see, and I said it in my video, I don't see where the theming. No, I see where the theming is, but I don't see where the storyline fits into Nemesis. Apparently, it's Nemesis' saliva. I'm not quite sure if you turn it into this alien, like they said in the creatures, or Nemesis is eating, like, you're getting decontaminate or something from Nemesis. I'm not quite sure how it works. There's no actors. That's another thing. Right, Alton Towers, yeah, with no actors is terrible. Okay? Because you go into Alton Towers, right, and you expect a theme park to have a theme, meaning you expect to have characters, you expect to have good theming everywhere, you expect to have amazing music, amazing rides. No, you literally, and it's like someone's mentioned it before, and I was watching their live, it's like someone mentioned before, we have now got a theme park. It's not even a theme park, it's a fun pair with static big rides. And I'm there just like, that's not the way to go. Okay, because a theme park is only a theme park if it has a theme, and if it has no one to tell that theme, if it has no characters or actors there to tell that theme, you're a little bit done for. And that's where like Toxicate doesn't have its storyline to it, because you got Nemesis Reborn before, which had so much storyline, it was advertised everywhere. Then you look at Toxicate, and it's like, yeah, how does this play out? What really is it? And I pay respects to the people who actually tried to be like the actors on opening day. There were people on the shout out to Nemesis for that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, but apart from that, that was like terrible. Why bin off the actors? A theme park's not a theme park without actors. Okay. Now the budget cuts also. Now today I'm reporting to you from like Monday. So Monday to Friday. Monday till Thursday, it's not open. Now I'm not quite sure why that is, and this goes back to the thing I said on my my little vlog at Alton Towers. I said that if they make so much money from Fast Track, right, they make over like £2,000 for Fast Track, where the hell does that money go, right? And that's not just to say that's admission costs and also car parking, because car parking is £12 now, it's increased by price. I'm there just like, wow. Like, you know, where's all this money going? Because they bid off actors, then what are they paying for? I get you've got electric costs, gas costs, you have water costs, but that much money doesn't take that much. I don't understand how or where that money is going. But yeah, it just raises a lot of concerns for me, Alton Towers, unfortunately, and Merlin really have not done good. Now, another thing is that over winter, they haven't really had new cleaning up of their rides. Like, look at the Smiler. I always bang on about how bad the Smiler is. Terrible. And it should have had a repaint, or not even a repaint. It should have had, you know, like the Colossus remake to it. And apparently not. You don't even have that. You have, like, what? A ride which is rotting, and it's just there, jolty, not clean. You've got LED panels which could have been replaced over winter, but clearly we haven't got it. And it's just left there to look damaged and everything. It just looks really old now. And you think it's like an 11-year-old ride, probably a 12-year-old ride now. It really doesn't need to be in that state, but it still has 18 years left to go, and it's already looking downhill. Now, another two rides which have had some good maintenance, good stuff to it, was Oblivion and Galactica, where single rider has got back in, and we went on Oblivion single rider. And I praise Alton Towers for bringing single riders back in, because you know, it kind of reduces the amount of empty seats you have on these rides, which is very good to see. Like, I didn't see any empty seats on Oblivion. Many of you guys probably did. I wasn't there for Oblivion for so long. I didn't see Galactica even go around once with people on it, because, you know, it was closed the majority of the day, and when it did, it broke down. When it did have people on it, it broke down apparently, and people got stuck for ages. I was speaking to these people. So yeah, that's not very good. Another thing which isn't good is empty seats. Now, Nemesis Reborn had so many empty seats, you know, and you had a queue, and we were waiting there for 3 hours. I'm like, yeah, it's not very good when you've got Nemesis, this new ride, this, you know, not a new ride, but you've got this new retrack of a ride, which everyone loves, and it's been there the longest out of any other roller coaster, and you've got empty seats. It's not looking good for the press for that. And they did get done for it last year. It's just not very good. And I have to say, if you're going to have a roller coaster, at least fill up all the seats. And I don't get why they didn't put a single rider on Nemesis. I guess the queue goes down pretty quick for Nemesis, but it would have gone down quicker, and you would have got more people on seats if you had a single rider queue, so I'm not quite sure why they did that. Toxicator has the smallest single rider queue in the world. Like, what is going on with Toxicator and the single rider queue? Because, you know, we was there, and it's, like, tiny. I don't understand that. I said Toxicator's got some good theming. The new merch is amazing. The toilets were blocked for some strange reason. Curse at Alton Manor. Praise to Curse at Alton Manor. Because the Trummel Tunnel's back on. However, some effects were a bit bad. For example, when you have that yellow, for all you guys who actually know, been on it, when you've got that yellow barrel in when you're in the doll's house, the head's been flipped up, like, backwards, so it's facing the wall. I don't understand how that works, but you can see all the mechanism behind it, and it looks really tatty. But, you know, it's still a good dark ride. It is a dark ride which we have in the UK. It's one of the best, apparently. I mean, Wallace and Gromit is yet to compete with that, but, well, it is competing with that, but, you know, it's something still good. And also, the 3 closures we've had. Now, Congo River Rapids, we didn't have open. We didn't have Battle Galleons open, and I'm not quite sure why that is. I'm pretty sure it's having its winter maintenance, because it was open during Pirate Takeover. And we also don't have the Skyride. No, yeah, Skyride isn't open. and Hex, The Legend of the Tower. Now, I'm a little bit confused why these rides are not open, for the fact that Hex could be open because, it tells a good story of the tower. It was open 2 years ago on opening day, so I'm not quite sure why it's not open now. And it was redone last year. It opened late last year, so there's not much of that maintenance done because you had a whole entire year to do that maintenance. Probably more. It's been closed for so long, it's unbelievable. You've got Congo River Rapids. Now, like people have said, normally in the winter months and even in rainy days, people are still on Congo River Rapids because you're going to get wet anyways. So I'm a little bit confused why that was closed. I guess it's because of their maintenance and, how much it costs to run that thing. But I'm like, they get enough money to run that thing. And then you've also got the Skyride closed, which was a multi-million-pound investment to Alton Towers. And they still can't get it right and open it. And it opens after April. Now, many of you guys have said to me that it's like, because of Alton After Dark, but I don't think that's an excuse, to be fair. Alton After Dark, it was packed. Who doesn't want a Skyride open at opening day? You have so many people asking for mobility scooters. You've got people with prams. Alton Towers is an inclusive park, but when you haven't got a Skyride open for one of their biggest events, I'm just like, yeah, it just doesn't work. And even their biggest event doesn't even work. The Wicker Man has some really bad temperamental smoke alarm, because every time someone vapes in the queue, the smoke alarm goes off, you get evacuated, and it's not very good on people who don't get to ride the ride. You've got to queue up again, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm just like, that's not the way forward. I think vapes should be banned in queues. I like the approach which Thorpe Park do. They have cameras down at Thorpe Park, and if you vape in the queue, they tell you multiple times, and if not, you get evicted from the park, which is a very, very good thing to do. I would much love to see that Alton Towers, the biggest theme park in the UK, because, when you've got a biggest theme park, you've got a really good reputation. I would much love to see that smoking. I mean, to be fair, you can't prevent smoking, but there was someone who was smoking in their gardens. I'm pretty sure there should be more restrictions on that, because, I mean, I wouldn't really want to sit and, wait behind someone who was smoking in a queue, or I wait behind someone who was walking in front of me smoking. That's just not the way to go. Not environmentally friendly, not friendly in other people, morally incorrect. I just don't believe in any of that stuff. And I believe they should be done in designated smoking areas and not around the park. Now, I'm pretty sure that's about it for me, Alton Towers. I mean, they haven't done much. I guess the lighting's better on it. But they really haven't done much over the winter season. Like, they've had one new ride in, and that is literally, out of all the Merlin parks, that is the only one new ride we've had. They've binned off the entertainments team, closed, not opening Nemesis, no, not opening the Skyride, Hex, or Congo until after April. No, during April, which I think is really bad. Toxicator really has some really lame and timid. To be fair, I find the ride really timid. Toxicator is such a timid ride. And many of you guys saying, no, it's not. I believe it is. They haven't put the water on, but I'm pretty sure if they have water, why keep water running, right? When, you're not going to spray it on people. Why bring that approach to people, yeah? I get it was cold and everything, but I'm pretty sure people would love to have those water features back on. Like, when you were down at Chessington, I get they didn't have their monkey swinger and the water on then during March. But if you can get battle galleons on, and yeah, again, I know we didn't have the water on, but if you can get battle galleons on during the seasons of February, I'm pretty sure you can have water rides and water features on. You see it in other international Merlin parks, so no, not Merlin parks, other international parks in Europe. So I'm a little bit confused why the UK just can't do stuff like that. Even they have the fountains on down at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and you're telling me they can't just have a little bit of water on this ride for Toxicator. A little bit bad, and I feel like, it's just not the way forward, unfortunately. You have water features, use them. We don't get enough of them in UK. We don't have enough water rides. You look at Oakwood, their water ride closed. It was the steepest drop on any water ride in the world, and that closed. It's terrible to see that water features aren't being used where they could be used. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that is about it. Tell me your experiences of Alton Towers. This year, I feel it's going to be terrible. This year is going to go down the drain. And I read this comment. It was really, really harsh on Alton Towers, but I feel like they could go the way that Oakwood did. Now, I know they won't go in debt or anything. I mean, to be fair, they're always in debt. Like, Merlin, whatever Merlin do with their money is unbelievable. Like, this year with no Merlin, they've sold assets for Sea Life Centre. They're selling Sea Life Centres off because they just can't fund them. And they're just like, this is not the way forward. Why take so much money off people for fast track, for entry to park, for looking after your car park, to then find out that you're going in debt? Where's that money going? Anyways, that's about it really. Hope you guys are having the best day ever. Smile always. Please remember to subscribe. Bye, guys.